Welcome to this episode of Serena's Playbook. In this episode, we're going to discuss the creator as media company, the content creators being a bigger entity and considered to be an entity, a professional, an expert with far more expertise and clout than many are prepared to give. Well, actually, that's the point. Many are now giving them it. So let's talk about this. I've got many articles to reference here. Let's speak about your journey as a creator, how you can apply this information that I'm going to be sharing with you, discussing with you, how you reflect on it, and allow it to inform your journey 2026 and onwards. So, WPP, I'm so fed up of acronyms. I really wish that we could do away with acronyms entirely. I feel like my world is full of them. So, WPP's mid 2025 analysis found that user generated content eclipsed ad revenue from professional media produced by TV networks, cinemas, and new companies. And IAB projected US creator economy ad spend at $37 billion in 2025, growing four times faster than the total media industry. There are over 207 million content creators worldwide, with 45 million working professionally in the US alone. So let's use the US as an example for this video. How are you doing? Have you got your drink and everything available to you to just settle into this episode? And if you're only going to be listening, because I do that too, don't worry. You don't have to worry too much about what's on the screen. And if there is, I'll read it out so you can hear it. Wonderful. So let's discuss. So, this first piece, Creator IQ, the top year of, why have they crossed out certain words? Okay, sorry, the top brand year of all time. Okay. Uh, it says, apologies for possibly the most mangled title gag of all time, not just of the year, but hey, 2025 was a pretty confusing time. It so was. Thankfully, they say on Creator IQ for both of us, I'm not here to remind you of the news. I'm here to talk about creator marketing. And in that respect, 2025 was indeed the biggest year of all time. So, here are some predictions, some things that are being forecasted for us to have a think about. So, when I said at the start that user generated content had eclipsed ad revenue from professional media produced by TV networks, cinemas, and new companies, this was the source up on the screen. And what this does is it tells us that creator marketing has been a global endeavor, but it really has taken over. This year, Creator IQ reported was the year that discovered the power of Dave's Brazilian TikTokers and learned that TikTok wasn't just a stateside phenomenon anymore. The rest of the world is catching up. There's some there are some stats there. 86.2% TikTok share, over 10.8% Instagram, and 2.9% YouTube. But that doesn't apply to everything. So don't worry. Don't suddenly run out, delete YouTube, and put all your eggs in your TikTok basket. But here are some industries that Creator IQ covered in 2025, and they have a takeaway, and they're basically saying that the creator economy uh, is growing, it is booming, and it doesn't matter whether you're in activewear, groceries, streaming, tech, travel, there is an appetite. So, what is your area of expertise? What is your, ugh, I hate to say it, niche? Um, I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments section and we can have a little chat and an intro. So this from IAB, who projected that the US creator economy ad spend is at $37 billion, was in 2025, is now growing 4 times faster. Um, let's have a quick look at the highlights here, because I think it's always useful for us to inform ourselves of, the industry that we're in. Creator ad spend has jumped up the ranks as brands are now treating creators as a distinct channel, not just a tactic within social media. Nearly half, 48% of ad spenders consider creators a must buy, ranking only behind social media and paid search. Leveraging the creator economy to connect with audiences is no longer experimental for marketers, it is essential, said David Cohen, the CEO of IAB. Like I said, more acronyms. What are you trying to do to me? The significant growth we're seeing, he goes on, reflects a deepening commitment from brands to invest in creator driven strategies. However, with that maturity comes a need for clear standards, better measurement, and tools to navigate an incredibly fragmented ecosystem. It's really useful to actually hear that. Why do I say that? Because I think when you're in this, I would wild, wild west, almost this unruly, not so regulated industry, then you need protections, but also brands who are working with creators need protections. And so, evaluation, reporting, being accountable, making the evaluation transparent is very important. So, this source over here, archive.com, said there are over 207 million content creators worldwide, with 45 million working professionally in the US alone. The key takeaways here is the creator economy is exploding toward trillion-dollar territory. The creator economy's market size varies by source, which estimates ranging from uh, 200 $203.6 billion US dollars in 2026 to projections of 480 billion US dollars by 2027. That's a source from Goldman Sachs. And even how am how am I supposed to read this? 1.181.3 billion by 2032. So that's so I'm so sorry. How would you read this? If it's not 181 billion, it's 1,000. Is that a decimal point or is it a comma? My bad. 1,181.3 billion by 2032. This is when you become so your eyes just go completely when you're reading the screen. My eyes, actually, I need to go to the opticians. That's what we call them here in the UK. Okay, so now we know, and 1,181.3 billion US dollars by 2032, making creator marketing one of the fastest growing segments, regardless of which projection proves accurate. Brand deals dominate creator revenue, creating massive partnership opportunities. Nearly 69% of creators rely on brand collaborations as their primary income source, yet most brands still struggle with manual tracking and reporting workflows that limit their ability to scale these relationships effectively. A bit about AI really helps. AI adoption separates high performing creator programs from the rest, with 84% of creators already leveraging AI powered tools. Brands that fail to adopt AI, are you listening? For social listening and creative management, risk falling behind. They risk falling behind competitors who automate content capture and campaign reporting. Here you go. Short form video. You like it? You like short form? Okay. Dominates but creates content capture challenges. Hear me out. What they're saying here is video streaming holds 39% of creator economy revenue, yet brands without automated detection Systems miss stories, they miss reels that disappear within 24 hours. Content that represents their most authentic creator partnerships. Are you a fan of your stories? Are you? Creator discovery remains a persistent pain point. Despite 207 million creators worldwide, 54% of full time creators and 60% of part time creators cite making sure my content gets found as their top challenge, creating mutual friction for brands seeking authentic partnerships. The income gap reveals untapped micro creator potential. While 50%, 57% of full time creators earn below the US living wage, these smaller creators often deliver higher engagement rates and more authentic content, making them ideal targets for brands using intelligent creator search tools. Let's have a quick mention here of monetization and then multi platform presence. So, monetization challenges, they say, drive creator receptivity to brand partnerships, with 58.3% of creators facing recent monetization difficulties. Brands with streamlined outreach and fair partnership terms gain significant competitive advantage in securing top creator talent. Multi platform presence requires comprehensive tracking. Woof, do I know it? Full time creators typically use 3.4 platforms to connect with audiences. Why do I feel like I want six? Making unified social listening across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube essential for capturing complete creator activity. Add add more to that. Add Substack. My goodness. There's a lot. There is a lot, but that's why this episode is longer. This episode of Serena's Playbook, where you level up your strategic thinking as a brand, as a business. Let's continue. So, let's look at this creator versus media company scenario or distinction. Let's do that. I'm just going to change my screen only because we're on to the next reference. At some point, I'll come to Exchange Wire. So let's have a little think about this. And by the way, if you like longer form content and series of content, I've got digital communications 21-day course you can check out. Also 5 days of PR for brands and businesses. I'm a chartered public relations practitioner. I've been in media and comms for 25 years. I have a current affairs channel. And as I said, multiple platforms of content. Creator versus media company. Let's look at what the data is telling us. And remember, you should always question the data. So, question this data here as well. Nearly 69% of creators rely on brand collaborations as their primary income source. Nearly 69%. 57% of full-time creators earn below the US living wage. Well, average annual influencer marketing investment increased 171% year over year. Many creators now operate as full businesses with teams, agencies, and management structures, launching products, cultivating loyal communities, generating recurring revenue beyond brand deals. Well done, you. And the gap between those two realities is what we need to discuss. So let's have a quick look at this piece over here, the creator economy in 2026, tapping into culture. I might sneeze. Is it gone? You know, when you just press right underneath and it makes it go. It went. Please come back. I need the release. Tapping into culture, community, credibility, and craft. So this is December 25, so not so long ago. Um, let's look at what the predictions are here. It's a thriving industry despite the economic uncertainty, and now we know there's a lot more uncertainty. Average annual influencer marketing investment has increased by 171% a year over year. Creators now play a role in almost any industry you can think of: travel, fitness, fashion, beauty, culinary, gaming, language learning, finance. The list goes on. What's more, the creator economy has undergone a professionalization. Creators are now running their own businesses, becoming strategic partners for brands. Think about the gig economy, think about mixing it up. I talk about bricolage. We'll come to that later. So as a creator economy evolves amidst an ever-changing ad landscape, ad as in advertising. I'm going to sneeze again. My bad. How are things shaping up for the future, you might ask? Like with most industries, AI is playing a major role in developments. AI technologies have been able to assist creators in several ways, such as providing data driven insights and analysis on user behavior and market trends to help shape their strategies. But where there are benefits, they say there are also challenges. According to research from Billion Dollar Boy, more than 6 in 10 creators are worried that virtual influencers are increasing the competition. Are you concerned? Let me know in the comments. And surprisingly, consumer favorability appears to be high, with 76% of consumers trusting virtual influencers for product recommendations. We're seeing it already. Could we see competition intensify between real and virtual influencers in the coming years? But as we know, storytelling is a big deal. The convergence of creators and media isn't a passing trend. As they argue over here, it's a blueprint for the next era of storytelling. I'm sure you've also heard stories about creators, public figures, um, using their influence, their expertise, their demonstrable, let's say, clout, their body of work, to supply expertise to other brands as agencies. So lots of creatives, celebrities, influencers are setting up their own agencies. It's very interesting. So I want to go to another piece here only because I think this top 10 creator economy trends for 2026 is quite good. Um, I'm just going to one. I don't just love it when they supply you with a content page. You can just get to the bit that you want. Serena, remember to put the timestamps on this video so people can do the same. Now there are a few areas here where you can definitely, this is neoreach.com, neo, N-E-O, reach.com, neo as in from the Matrix. Do check this out. What I'm going to do though is pick the one that, let's go to this one. Creator influence converges with mainstream media, and this is really helpful for me. Actually, I might use this for my literature review for my dissertation. I'm doing a master's right now in systems thinking. My research is in the digital communications sort of political commentary space, and this is actually quite insightful. So let's read this. Creator influencer influence converges with mainstream media. Creators are increasingly crossing into traditional entertainment, licensing deals, and large-scale media collaborations. Platforms like YouTube now rival traditional TV in viewership, and creators are becoming cultural power players. This convergence signals that the creator economy is no longer separate from mainstream media. It is indeed part of it. What does this mean for brands? They say think beyond social posts, explore episodic content, hybrid campaigns, and creator led media initiatives that extend across digital and offline channels. This is an excellent article. I really want you to check this one out. I would love to go through it, but I've got a whole episode of content here. But this is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to come back to this. I don't want to bookmark it. It's like, how many bookmarks do you have? Let me know in the comments. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I want to get to a story now. This is really interesting. I think I've essentially gone over the situation, the case, I guess, for why creators are essentially sort of making that shift towards becoming agencies. Something happened recently. This is Lucy and Lydia. They are sisters, I believe twins. I might be making that assumption, but they look really alike. So I'm just saying they're twins. OG influencers miss Coachella. They miss Coachella. This is the issue. Listen, I know you're having AI generate your titles, but you can't capitalize every word because OG influencers miss has me thinking that's the title for somebody, but no, it's just that they missed Coachella after claims they were kicked off of brand trip they pitched. Awful title that needs to be rewritten. OG influencers kicked off brand trip for Coachella or something along those lines. That would have been far more to the point and clear. So let's talk about this. And I did a short for YouTube and for TikTok as well as Instagram about this. So Lucy and Lydia, they pitched a fully developed Coachella trip concept to a brand. They did not name this brand. They were told that the budget was cancelled. This is after they've done a lot of the groundwork. They essentially storyboarded the content, what they would shoot, the other influencers, the other celebs, the other public figures, other creators involved, the budgeting, the whole shebang. They provided the nuts and bolts, I guess, from what they've said of the project. It included themselves as creators, yet the budget was cancelled, and the brand then went ahead producing the content that closely mirrored the original pitched project. So the brands are struggling most at Coachella 2026 were those who were still operating on a transactional model with little underlying investment in long-term creator relationships. That's according to WWD. Newer brands with purpose-built activations dramatically outpaced more established brands in year-over-year growth metrics at Coachella 2025. That's also WWD. So let's talk about no IP protection on the pitch, no contractual terms, therefore no leverage. So Lucy and Lydia claim they missed out on Coachella due to being removed from a brand trip they originally pitched. Oh no, what happened here? Have they named them? No. This is their whole video. I don't want to play the whole thing.
And the videographers on the trip, we were also going to act as talent. So obviously we work the other side of it now, so you
Okay, so that's their video. So 16-minute video, the pair claimed that they approached one of their favorite brands with a fully developed concept for a Coachella trip. Now, the issue here is that my take on it was you are essentially providing a consultative role at the stage before execution. So you're pitching an idea, but you're not just being a journalist, you're not just being a social media post creator. Like you're not just giving an idea for a post or a story. You are pitching an entire concept. The concept has multiple, let's say, executions to tell this story, series of content posts, I guess, with other actors and players involved. The talent is also the creator, so they're also involved as being the talent. They're not just managing it and producing it. So it's very creative, it's very collaborative, it's innovative, it's really it's wonderful to see and hear that this is the direction of travel. It inspires me as well, where I'm hoping to, in the near future, post dissertation, post book, that I'm able to bring more of my creative interests into this kind of content. It would just be wonderful. This piece from WWD talks about how long term creative partnerships and nostalgic aesthetics are redefining brand wins. Again, too much capitalization, please. So a desert hub, a desert hub. I'm really losing my for indie artists, internet stars and micro. Okay, Coachella. Sorry, desert. Oh Lord, it's Coachella. Is it Nevada? Anyway, a desert hub for indie artists, internet stars. Let me know in the comments if you just if you chuckled at that. Internet stars and micro celebrities. Coachella is not the musical escape it once was. In recent years, with the rise of influencer culture and creator-led marketing, it's become a battleground for brands across all industries, categories of beauty, wellness, fashion, food, and tech. The prize is consumer engagement, whether it's hosting activations outside the festival, organizing VIP sections, stocking canteen shops, or filling compounds with an army of ad ready TikTokers. Brands will do almost anything to show up at some point during the weekend, ensuring their name and hopefully their product is promoted. Indeed, some strategies move more effective than others. Now, according to Alex, Rawitz, Director of Research and Insights at Creator IQ, creator marketing strategies that have generated the most consistent success at Coachella have been designed chiefly around crafting immersive experiences for creators without issuing overly restrictive guidelines for the resulting content. In other words, the brands that set strict ad requirements for influencers they've invited, instructing them to post and link products multiple times a day, haven't garnered the best results. So, therefore, this is once again confirmation about tailoring, about bespoke, about ownership. Let's get to ownership structures. This is going to be super interesting because it feels like it's unearthing an old argument that was made a lot during the music industry independent artist transition, where musical artists as in musicians etc didn't want record label interference and being owners and independent, whilst meant they had to do more of the legwork, owning it, being the authors of their success was far more important. So let's talk about ownership structures. The most sophisticated creators operate as small media companies with audience, data, formats, distribution strategies, and commercial leads. The shift is toward ownership rather than one off campaigns. Creators who build episodic or repeatable formats, recurring characters, defined universes, thematic series outperform those who do not. Predictions for 2026 include floor pricing emerging for non AI creator content as exploitation risks rise, and compensation norms becoming more transparent and benchmarked. Let's go to these wonderful pieces here for me to share with you. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I'm Serena. This is Serena's Playbook, the place for you to level up your strategic thinking as a brand and as a business. The creator economy in 2026, tapping into culture, community credibility, and craft. So, once again, I'll just extract one or two key takeaways and we'll keep this train moving. So, the convergence of creators and media isn't a passing trend. I mentioned that earlier. It's a blueprint for the next era of storytelling. The creator world has quickly moved from the margins to the mainstream and is cementing its growing dominance in the mix. Creators aren't simply influencers, their impact limited to social feeds. They are genuine media powerhouses shaping the future of news, entertainment, and commerce. So, Let's go to another here. This is AWISEE, Owisee.com. Owisee. Expand your brand across borders with link building services in Europe. Interesting. Is that an ad? Where's the piece? What? Don't tell me you gave me a broken link. Moving on. There, that's your consequence. Let's go on to later. So, the creator economy is entering its next chapter after years defined by rapid growth, platform experimentation, and creator led disruption. The focus is shifting towards structure, trust, and long term leverage. AI is accelerating content creation while simultaneously testing authenticity, that word. Social platforms are maturing while brands are demanding clearer outcomes. Creators themselves are evolving from solopreneurs into durable media businesses. The 20 predictions that follow outline how these competing forces will reshape who wins, how value is created, and where the power of the creator economy will consolidate in 2026. So, let's list these. I mean, we can talk about it in the comments, but one, creators start licensing their likeness to AI companies. Two, new content creator careers begin due to AI displacement because AI reshapes white collar work. Three, AI native virtual creators emerge as a common creator class. Whew. Four, exponential growth of B2B creators on TikTok and LinkedIn. Five, B2B influencer marketing practices mature. Six, AI generated creator content workflows go mainstream. Seven, consumer trust in creator content tested. Eight, creator content authentication capabilities emerge. Technological steps to verify what is real and what is creator made. You already see that. You've got to check a box sometimes when you're uploading a video. 9, creator authenticity becomes an audience expectation. Overproduced content will underperform. Imperfection and honesty will actually win. So, number 10, rise of the analog creator brand collabs. Physical experiences continue to gain value. 11, more creators become structured media companies. Top creators professionalize into real businesses. Teams, formats, and IP portfolios take shape. Creators think in seasons, not posts. Revenue streams diversify beyond brand deals. 12, the first creator media company files for IPO. The first reaches public markets. For example, Beast Industries, predictable revenue unlocks into institutional capital. 13, creator pay splits standardized. Compensation becomes more transparent and benchmarked. 14, creator minimum pay established. Floor pricing emerges for non AI creator content as exploitation risks rise. 15, creator measurement evolves from attribution to incrementality. Brands adopt more sophisticated measurement frameworks. 16, more creators become first party data owners. More creators will formalize ownership of their audience relationships and lower reliance on third party social platforms. 17, creators build private or hidden communities. I love that. 18, short form fatigue continues driving long form revival. 19, creator content becomes cornerstone of LLM query results. So creators will shape how AI systems surface information. And 20, reemergence of written word creators. Hello, Substack. Written POV, as in point of view, returns as a premium format due to AEO and GEO. Tell me in the comments if you know what those mean. Their closing summary here on later.com is that taken together, these predictions point to a creator economy that looks less like a chaotic gold rush and more like a decentralized media ecosystem. Creators will continue to capture a disproportionate share of attention, trust, and revenue. Those who succeed will do so through ownership of identity, audience, and intellectual property. Measurement will mature. Authenticity will become verifiable, and creators will increasingly operate as brands publishers, and platforms in their own right. By 2026, the most successful creators will not simply be great at making content, they will be great at building systems, communities, and businesses that compound over time. Wonderful piece there as well. Another favorite of mine. I'm glad I'm recording this so I can reference this for myself later. More to go, but we are halfway. Wonderful to have you here. It's been fantastic. Let's get to the next bit. So, brands are repositioning. Social media creator revenues forecast to increase 16.2% in 2026 to $20.6 billion. That's from eMarketer. Platforms are experimenting, with exclusivity. TikTok partnered with iHeartMedia for a creator-driven podcast network. YouTube is promoting exclusive creator-driven shows. Instagram is testing gated content features. Creator marketing strategies generating the most consistent success at Coachella were designed around immersive creator experiences without overly restrictive content. Content volume is up 141% with nearly 10 million creators posting constantly. So, what of the creator economy needs more of in 2026? Perspectives from 92 experts. This is netinfluencer.com, dated 9th January 2026. After a year in which the creator economy's growth also exposed its weak points from measurement practices to platform risk, the industry is entering 2026 with a clearer mandate: build for durability, not just momentum. Really interesting piece, lots of takeaways here. I'm going to actually get to a bit that I came across. I thought, let's talk about that because I really didn't want to be too repetitive. This is about the relationship, the stakeholder management bit, which I always speak about. It's one of my 7 zones of interest, 7 sort of key strategic zones in my own framework. Stephanie Aruf, Director of Talent Team Success at Trend Management, said, "What I want to see more of in 2026 is a shift towards stronger, more intentional relationships between brands and creators. When creators are treated as long-term partners, key stakeholders, right? Not just distribution channels. Campaigns are more authentic, more trusted, and ultimately more effective. The future of creator marketing isn't buying reach, it's co building with creators to drive deeper engagement and durable businesses." Let's click on that. Let's do that. Let's clap. Let's all of it. Did you hear that? The future of creator economy isn't buying reach, it's co-building with creators to drive deeper engagement and durable business impact. And I will say, please, can you apply this to all of your consultants? Anyone that you work with, whether it's a public relations person, whether it's a strategic consultant, whether it's a digital comms person, whether it's a yoga teacher, I'm that as well. Please work much more collaboratively with them. Do not apply the assembly line, old style way of working. Get into partnership, build something of value that is interesting, that's innovative, that's exciting for your audience. Make it count, make the effort count. Who you're doing it for, is it for some bottom line, for some reporting purpose, which is just really a shame and a waste of energy. It's a waste of talent as well. I'm gonna go to I think I've already done net influence and I've also done exchange wire, but let's just do this again because it's pertinent to the last point. We're talking about compounding assets versus expiring assets. Wonderful to have you here with me at this point as we come to the conclusion. Predicting shifts for 2026, creators licensing their likeness to AI companies. I mentioned that. First creator media company reaching public markets, measuring maturing with holdout tests and inputs becoming routine. That was in later. You can check that article out. Publishers are already behaving like talent managers, building creator led IP rather than renting eyeballs. Long term joint ventures where formats, audiences, and revenue are shared are emerging. Exchange wire, let's get to it. But the trust economy is replacing the attention economy. Follow accounts and reach are being called dead metrics. Dead. Building resilient, tight knit communities is the performance indicator. So exciting to be in the creator economy, honestly. Um, it's like I was born for it. She was born for it. She was born with it. Is that a slogan from a hair campaign? Having a bat. I mean, I've got a gym hair to be fair. So let's just create, shall we? While we've got dissertation deadlines and everything else. But anywho, the creator economy in 2026, tapping into culture, community credibility, and craft. This is exchangewire.com. Again, dated, I mean, a few months now. Can't believe it's April, people, but this is December 2025. So we did look at this briefly before. I've got a bit of a tight shoulder. Maybe it was a gym. Need to do a little bit of yoga. We definitely looked at this before because I've been going up and down. I'm just doing some. This helps back and forth just to loosen up that shoulder. Let's take a breath. Have a little drink. Did you sit with me? Please tell me you did. Shake it out. We're here, we're together, we're learning, creating, developing, progressing together. It's a wonderful place to be. We're not caught up in all the pain of things. It's there. It's the nature of life. It's the flux. Ooh, breathe it out. Wonderful. Thank you for indulging me in this very quick shake out. Oh, that feels really good. You know when you've been typing and at the desk and doing weights and things. Ah, Serena's back. This is why I'm called the playbook. Reckoning with visibility obsession. This person, Charlotte Stavru, founder of 76 Agency, says, I think we'll also see a rise in hybrid creator media models where founders and creators produce higher quality editorial content that competes directly with traditional media. Whereas the micro creators who build their careers on Instagram will need to adapt to TikTok's pace, gosh, the pace, and personality driven style, or risk being squeezed out. TikTok and trust, because that was the point. Trust economy. When you see somebody turning up for you all the time, it feels like they're turning up for you because they're just posting 5 times a day or however many times a day. That feels not just like oh, here's my weekly vlog or tutorial. It's like, you're available to me like a friend is available at the end of a phone, like WhatsApp, like a video call. That's the trust economy. That's one example. That's one example. Let's close on this. Engagements and views are dropping off as KPIs, replaced by demand for real impact. Real impact. Media landscapes will keep fragmenting in 2026, according to Chloe Singleton, performance director at 8 and 4. But there's no need for pearl clutching. This is an opportunity, one that marks and makes the role of media strategist more vital than ever. We're moving toward distributed influence marketing activity that's no longer siloed, but living and breathing as a single organism. Influencer briefs are shifting to engagements and views are dropping off as KPIs, replaced by a demand for real impact. ROI and sales are now the markers of success. To deliver this, creator work needs to be embedded into brand creative platforms, tap into native shopping features, and yes, co-create alongside media amplification rather than sit apart from it. Creator activations, Chloe Singleton says, that align with performance realities while still doing what creators do best, telling stories, shaping culture, and activating a loyal community of advocates. Click and clock. Click and clock. Can you do that? Kind of like how I can do that. And, rubbing your tummy and tapping your head. How did you like this episode? It was just complete. Are you convinced now that you are an industry, my friend? The creator as media company. It's been absolutely wonderful to have you here with me. Let's, before you go, quickly give myself a shout out because I have some announcements to make. I'm writing a book, and you can be part of that experience. Many things at once. That's all I have to say. Subscribe. Links are available. Wonderful to have you here. Protect your time and attention. Go and create.